All right, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Navigate Your Future Career Exploration Tools. We'd like to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Malen, and we have Alexis with us as well. Before we get started, we wanted to go over some Zoom features. Your mic and video have been muted and turned off. You'll be able to use the chat feature, which is located at the bottom of your screen. If you select the chat icon, a box should pop up over to the side. And if you have any questions, we do ask that you type it into the chat, as we'll have a Q&A at the end of the presentation. If you have any tech-related questions, we do ask that you use the Q&A feature, also located at the bottom of your screen. So once again, welcome to Navigate Your Future Career Exploration Tools. Today, we're going to go over some factors to consider when exploring career opportunities. Skills you will learn in this presentation include basic information to explore careers using U.S. government resources. You'll also learn where and how to explore Plano Public Library's online tools and resources. So let's begin. When exploring future career options, whether you're looking to pivot your career in a different direction or starting your career path, consider the importance of human capital. So what is human capital? Human capital is the knowledge, talent, experience, and skills that you possess. Ways in which you could invest in your human capital include pursuing post-secondary education and additional training to further develop your skills. So when developing your capital, keep in mind that you're increasing your productivity and your marketability. So it's important to think about what your top 5 skills and talents are. Also, what are 3 ways you could develop your skills, talents, and knowledge? A great resource for career exploration is the Occupational Outlook Handbook, sometimes referred to as O. This was created by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. You have the ability to browse by occupation groups, selective searching by pay, education, or search for a specific occupation through the search bar. The Bureau of Labor Statistics provides information on duties performed, education required, salary pay, pay scale at different stages, and projected outlook for the job through 2029. Another great resource that is similar to O is the Occupational Information Network, often referred to as ONET. It's a resource provided by the U.S. Department of Labor, Employment, and Training Administration. ONET allows you to browse for careers by several different categories, such as career clusters or search for specific occupation through the search bar. The U.S. Department of Labor, Employment, and Training Administration provides a detailed report on information pertaining to the career, such as tasks, knowledge, and skills needed. There are also links to job postings that you can explore. There are several options for experiencing careers. Internships are great. It's a great way to experience and to gain that experience and to expose you to opportunities in your chosen career field. So how do you find internships? Try networking, talk with your family, friends, and acquaintances to find internship opportunities. The library has some great resources as well that we'll dive into a little later. You can also check online resources such as internships.com and wayup.com. You can also visit websites, visit company websites to identify employers interested in hiring an intern. Job shadowing is another opportunity to experience a career. Traditionally, you spend a day or a few days observing a professional on the job. So job shadowing will introduce you to the day-to-day operations of a career and help you decide if it's a good fit for you. Job shadowing will help you build a network with professionals, which can help you find a job or an internship down the road. So how do you find job shadowing opportunities? Try contacting the human resources department of a place where you would like to work. This information can be found on a company's website. Another way you can experience as a career is by interviewing someone who holds the job that you're interested in. This provides you with an opportunity to learn more about that job or that career. There are websites such as Careers Out There that have recorded interviews you can watch. You can also explore professional associations and organizations for networking information when seeking out potential professionals to interview in your desired career sector. These are all traditional options for experiencing careers. Keep in mind that while exploring your options, the current climate has shaped how these experiences will be had. There are now more virtual and remote internship opportunities as companies adapt to current circumstances. So seek out virtual opportunities as an alternative and think outside of the box and think creatively when pursuing such experiences.
So there are several resources available from the Plano Public Library System that are useful for career seekers. Whether you're refreshing your knowledge or learning new skills, we have several databases available for you, such as Ferguson's Career Guidance Center, Learning Express Library, lynda.com, tutor.com, and Reference Solutions, which is formerly known as Reference USA. So Ferguson's Career Guidance Center is a free resource. It does require that you have a Plano Public Library card, which you can come in and get in building or apply online. So once you are on Ferguson's Career Guidance Center, you can create an account and explore different careers and industries. Ferguson's Career Guidance Center allows you to browse popular careers that fit your current professional goals and interests. You can plan your education and find advice and resources to help you reach your educational goals, such as exploring colleges, universities, or vocational and technical schools. You can also find financial aid directories. Another feature is Launch Your Career, where you can explore career skills for the modern workforce and learn helpful information on writing your resume, cover letters, and preparing for job interviews. Learning Express Library is another great resource that you can access with your Plano Public Library card. There are several features that you can explore on this database. First, we have the Career Center Plus, where you can explore a new field or find ways to advance in your current occupation. You can also find helpful study guides or practice tests to prepare for professional exams such as civil service, law enforcement, nursing, plumbing, electrical, and more. Another service offered is a Job and Career Accelerator. You can take the quiz and find a career match, and you can also explore occupations and search for job and internships. Adult Core Skills is another resource here where you can build your skills to become better in math, reading, writing, speaking, and grammar. There's also a feature that allows you to help prepare to become a U.S. citizen. The Career Skills Center is also available and it allows you to learn computer basics, internet basics, popular software tools such as Microsoft Office 365, and a service that allows you to learn computer graphics and illustration software such as Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop. So lynda.com is an online learning database that houses thousands of courses that you could take. Some of these courses that are available focus on topics such as business, design, web development, and multimedia skills. The courses also cover software such as Microsoft Office, Adobe Creative Suite, and open source applications. After you complete a course, you receive certificates that you can link to your LinkedIn account. And while this database is free, you do need a Plano Public Library card to access it. If you're looking for some one-on-one assistance, check out tutor.com. You can get help finding a job by connecting with a career coach. A career coach can give you feedback on your resume and cover letter and help you to prepare for the interview. There are also several online job resources that are available to you through this service. Reference Solutions, which is formerly called Reference USA, is another resource available to you. Oftentimes, this resource is used in business research, but it can also be helpful in job searching. With U.S. job and internships, you can search and connect with, the search connects with Indeed.com, but combines with Reference USA's powerful mapping tool and business profile information to help you narrow down your job search. Research in business, you can research for businesses to gain information about publicly traded businesses and many privately owned businesses from around the country. The business directory type information can help provide information about job searches, help you to locate industries, and more. So before we go into a couple of demonstrations of our services, we have a couple of upcoming classes that we wanted to turn your attention to. So on October 16th, we have Business Success, 5 Habits to Embrace. On October 21st, we have Get Your Business on Google Search and Maps. On October 30th, we have Microsoft Excel, Charts, Tables, and Visualizations. On October 30th, we have Make Engaging Small Talk. On November 9th, we have Smart Financial Choices in Challenging Times. On November 13th, we have Overcoming Procrastination. On November 16th, we have Virtual Job Interviews, Prepare for Success. On November 20th, we have Building Your Business with Reference Solutions. On December 4th, we have Adobe Photoshop, Product Photography. And on December 9th, we have Microsoft Excel, the basics. So before we get started with our demos, do you guys have any questions? All right, if there's no questions, how do you register for classes? Yes, you can go online to our Plano Library website, and there should be a link where you can register to our Zoom classes. All of the aforementioned classes are going to be available on Zoom, so you'll need an account like you have for this one, and you'll just register the same way that you did for this one by plugging in your name and your email, and then you should get emails as it gets closer to the date to remind you of the upcoming program. All right, so if there's no other questions, we can always come back to that and answer any questions you guys have about the rest of the presentation. We're going to go ahead and switch over to our one of the resources we mentioned earlier, which is the Occupational Handbook. So if you'll give us a second, we're going to migrate over to that tool, and we are going to get started with the home page. Sorry, 1 second. All right, so whenever you go online to the Occupational Outlook Handbook, you'll see a screen that looks like this. If you notice on the left-hand side, it has occupation groups listed with different categories here. There's also a search bar up here, and typically they'll have a new featured occupation whenever you look on the website. There's also these median pay, number of new jobs, entry-level education filters available here that you can use to filter your search down. So to give you an example of what to expect when you look at the Occupational Outlook Handbook, we're going to give you a career position that we know quite a bit about. And so we're going to discuss librarianship as the career here. So librarianship falls under this education, training, and library category here. So we'll click on that, and it'll migrate you over here to where there's a list of all the occupations in that career cluster. So we'll go down here to librarians. As you can see, included in this education cluster as well, you have archivists, teachers, librarians, and other positions in that field as well. But for this, we're going to do librarians. It gives you a brief overview of what you can expect to find here, as well as the entry level education required and the median pay range. So that just gives you a very blanket understanding of what you're about to click on. And then once you click on it, you can see a summary of the quick facts about librarianship here. You see median pay as of 2019, entry-level education, and whether or not it requires work experience in a related occupation, whether it provides you with on-the-job training, and then it also provides you with a job outlook over the next decade. So we have from 2019 to 2029, and you can see here that librarianship is expected to grow 5%, which is faster than the average. And then we can see here the number of jobs that are expected between 19 and 29 here as the employment change. So what I like about Occupational Outlook Handbook is that it provides you with all this great information right here, but it also provides you with information more in depth as to what each position does. So you'll see the same thing whenever you go to a job titles page here. It'll give you what that job does, what the expected work environment is, how you can start that path to become that position, what the average pay is, what the job outlook is, and a really cool feature, it has the state and area data available so that you can kind of plan what your path is. If you want to stay in the area, if you want to move out of state, it kind of gives you an idea of what you can expect if you were to do that. And if this job sounds interesting, but it's not quite right, it'll also give you information about similar occupations within that field. So I'm going to go through these little things on this side in depth a little bit more, just so you have an idea of what to expect when you're going through different positions on this website. So whenever you click on what do librarians do, it'll show you some of the duties that we're able to perform as a result of our position. Now, it's important to note that like librarians, many jobs do have subcategories. And in this case, we have academic librarians, administrative services librarians, public librarians, school librarians, and things like that. And so those duties are going to change depending on the institution and organization that job is under, much like other positions will as well. So you can kind of see here how it's split up like this, and you can kind of get an idea of the different pathways that you can take through just that one position that you have. So those are going to be some of the duties that are available. And then the work environment, it'll tell you what to expect. If you're going to be inside all the time, if you're going to be involved with outreach or something like that, or in the event that it's like a construction job, it'll let you know exactly how much time to expect being outside. So it gives you an idea of exactly what is going to be expected of you in that job. And then here we have how to become a librarian. So it's important to note that while the summary tool over here is very helpful, it's not always going to be the most correct information, because a lot of times there's more information involved. So you can always look on how to become. So in this situation, the typical entry-level education here is listed as a bachelor's. However, if you go further in depth to look at how to become a librarian, it tells you here that you actually need a master's, and that the bachelor's is just a stepping stone in that process. So whenever you are looking at that process, it is important that you do read further into the details that are available. It'll also list the licenses, certifications, and registrations necessary to complete that job, as well as some of the important qualities that you need to be successful. And then it'll tell you the pay as well, the expectation for 2019 here as the median. as well as what you can expect if you were in that position in other locations. And then I'm going to go ahead and jump to the state and area data. It's a very useful tool and fun to look at. So here we have a map of the United States, and it gives you an idea of how many positions are available in each state of employment. And so it'll give you that range of color to see exactly where the most librarians would be needed, or the most of a certain position would be needed, and where you might struggle finding a position or face challenges in that outlook path. It'll also give you details about where states with the highest employment level are. So as you can see, for librarianship, it's going to be New York, California, and Texas who hire the most librarians, as well as just the information about what you can expect from salaries. And like I said, this information is not always correct. They're going based on the values that they're able to pull from. So don't always plan around this. But it'll also give you locations, wages, and employment. So how successful people are at getting those jobs in these areas. And for this map, it'll even go further into metropolitan areas. So with that, we'll go ahead and move over to our other resource, which is ONET. If you guys have any questions, you can still continue to put them into the chat, and we'll answer them as we see them.
So there are various ways to search for occupations and careers in ONET. I'd like to highlight the Bright Outlook, but if you click on that drop-down menu, it shows you can search via career cluster, green economy, industry, job family, job zone, and STEM. So let's go ahead and highlight Bright Outlook. So ONET groups occupations that are expected to grow rapidly in the next several years, and they reference it as Bright Outlook. You can specify the search via rapid growth or numerous job openings. And we're going to select rapid growth and see what comes up. So the occupations retrieved doing a rapid growth search, they list all the occupations that are projected to grow faster than the average, so over 7%. And this was from 2018 to 2028. So here are some careers that are expected to grow rapidly. And you'll see two icons. The sun signifies that rapid growth, and you might also see a green leaf. And the green leaf signifies that it's an occupation within the green economy sector. So let's see, let's click on, all right, let's select atmospheric and space scientists. So what initially comes up is a summary report for the occupation, and it lists various things such as tasks, technology skills, tools that are used. There's about 15 different subheadings that you can explore. And what's really cool about this is that if you click on the details report, it'll give you further breakdown of things. For example, tasks, it gives you an importance percentage of this task itself, and it specifies if it's a core task, if it's a secondary task. So that's really neat to look at as well. It kind of prepares you for what to expect. It tells you the technology skills that are important within the occupation, and that icon that looks like the fire icon, hot technology. Again, it signifies that this technology is required frequently, and it's often frequently posted in job postings as well. So when you're thinking about your human capital and expanding your skills, this could play into how you go about doing that. And it looks at the tools used. So it's really neat. So we'll go back to the main landing page, and I wanted to point out another way of searching for occupations, and that is using the job zones, and that's going to be found under that same drop-down menu as Bright Outlook. And so what Jobs Zones does is it groups occupations into 5 different categories based on levels of education, experience, and training necessary to perform the occupation. And there's the 5 different categories are little or no preparation needed, some preparation needed, medium preparation, and considerable preparation, as well as extensive. So that's nice to look at as well, just to explore your options. And when you click on, let's say, some preparation needed, let's look at what pulls up, and you'll get careers and occupations, and some might be within that Bright Outlook, some of them might be within the green economy sector. So that's nice to explore, or have that option of exploring occupations in a different way that you might not always be used to, I guess. So once we've looked at ONET, we wanted to kind of shift your attention to some of the resources that you can find at the Plano Public Library. So you'll have to go to our main webpage, and that you can find that at plano.gov, and you can click on library, and that'll take you to our homepage. To find the career resources as well as business resources, you'll need to go to Learn. Research and Learn is an option that comes up, so you'll need to select that. And then that will take you to all of our databases. And if you click career, it'll just group all of the databases together that we discussed. So you have Ferguson's Career Guidance Center, Learning Express Library, Linda, and Tutor. You'll notice that Reference Solutions isn't in this category. It's actually listed as a business resource, so you'll be able to find it under that. And let's go ahead and look at Reference Solutions. What's really neat about this site is the U.S. Jobs and Internships feature. As we mentioned before, it ties into Indeed. Indeed's pool of job postings, but what I like about Reference is that it categorizes it, or it presents it in a different way that is it's super useful. So let's say you're looking for a job in human resources. You can type in the job title, keyword, or company name, and then you can narrow it down by zip code or state. Oops, sorry, let's try that one further. And when you view your results, what comes up is the job title, the company name, the location, and the date posted. So this is super helpful. It's tapping into Reference Solutions mapping features, and it's making it, in my opinion, easier to use, I'd like to say. But so with the date posted, you can look at what is most, I guess, the newest postings, and that could help determine what you apply for, and the location as well. So another resource we wanted to highlight, another resource we wanted to highlight is LinkedIn, or not, excuse me, not LinkedIn, Lynda, lynda.com. So you do need a Plano Public Library card to access Lynda, but there are several cool things about the Lynda. You can explore different, you can explore different subjects to help build your skill set and get certifications as well. And there's hundreds and hundreds of webinars that you can take in classes. So it's really nice to explore on your own. Yeah.
And something also to note with this website, you're able to link this to your LinkedIn account. It'll provide you with that certification that we mentioned before, or that certificate that you completed these online webinars. And so that way potential hiring teams will be able to see what you've completed, what you've worked on as an additional resource. So, and like we said, you can find all of these things through our Research and Learn on our Plano Library website. All right. So if there are any questions, just like we said, place them in the chat here at the bottom of your screen. But there's also another resource that you're able to use with the library, and that is our Book a Librarian service. If you have any further questions, you are always able to contact a librarian to schedule one-on-one assistance. And you can access that online through our website. And we do have a couple of different resources available for that, such as Ask a Librarian and then the Book a Librarian, which is that one-on-one 30-minute assistance. And it looks like we had a resource. Okay. So were there any other questions that you guys had about the resources available, or any of the databases that we went through earlier? All right. Well, thank you guys for attending our program today. We'd like to, again, thank you for attending our virtual program, and you can find more resources available at our website, planolibrary.org, or our blog, which is planolibrarylearns.org. Thank you.